Teen Vogue is a US magazine which was launched in 2004 as a sister publication to Vogue, targeted at teenage girls. Huh, that's funny, because I just saw this article and I was wondering who it might be targeted towards. A guide to anal sex. Now that seems like something that teenagers should definitely be reading. And not saying that they should be barred from that sort of thing, but possibly encouraging it might seem a little unpalatable. I'm not personally a fan of what I call persistent shitting, but hey, it's not my body. I don't care what people do in their free time, what they do at home. Couldn't care less. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the first chunk of this article. And there's a few things I wanted to mention. First, this sounds like an article that's trying to convince somebody to get into the sort of thing, rather than being something that's informative, which it is very informative. It still comes off as a bit of an advertisement, so to speak. And oddly enough, it's written by a woman. Hey, there's one woman that has no problem saying, "I like anal sex." When it comes to your body, it's important that you have the facts. It's not doing your sexual health or self-understanding any favors to keep you in the dark. With that sentiment in mind, we're here to lay it all out for you when it comes to anal sex. It's important that we talk about all kinds of sex, because not everyone is having or wants to have penis in the vagina sex, in quotes. If you do have penis in the vagina sex and are curious about something else, or are finding that type of sex is not for you, you'd just like to explore other options, it's helpful to know the facts. Even if you do learn more and decide anal sex is not something you'd like to try, it doesn't hurt to have the information. No pun intended. If you're not comfortable reading about anal sex, that's perfectly okay too. Maybe a little butthurt, so they say. We have plenty of other articles around a variety of issues and wellness. Feel free to click out if you'd like. No pressure at all. Yeah, dare your teenage audience not to read this article they already started reading. Obviously, there is a lot of stuff on the internet about anal. We don't suggest that you Google it right now, but most of what you'll find is either porn or advice for experienced sexual persons looking to try something new. What about the teenagers? What about the LGBTQ young people who need to know about this for their sexual health? I have got you covered. Without all of the run-of-the-mill hoopla, here is a lowdown on everything you need to know about butt stuff, no matter who you are, whom you are having sex with, or who you want to have sex with. This is Anal 101 for teens, beginners, and all inquisitive folk. They also refer to women as vagina owners. No shit. Here's this part. Just because you have a vagina does not mean anal is off limits. Many vagina owners love anal play. You don't need to have a prostate to enjoy anal sex. For those without a prostate, having your anus stimulated can still be great. Remember, all those nerve endings are still in the fold here. It is often described as a feeling of fullness, which can be delightful. Yes, there might be some poop. Forgive me for waiting until the very end of this piece to get to the burning question, but I wanted you to know the benefits and positives when it comes to anal, because there are many. Yes, you will come into contact with some minor fecal matter. I want to personally assure you that you will not poop on anyone during anal sex. Sure, there are horror stories, but aren't there always? That being said, yes, you will come into contact with some minor fecal matter. You are entering a butthole. It is where poop comes out. Expecting to do anal play and see zero poop isn't exactly particularly realistic. It's not a big deal. Everyone poops. Everyone has a butt. Yes, but not everyone wants to have shit all over their dick. And what the hell, Teen Vogue? You said earlier in this article it wasn't gross at all. Well, I think poop is a little bit gross, don't you think? Well, first, it's important that people walk before they run, and second, as much as this article claims to mention the positives and negatives of anal sex, they didn't mention at all that consistent receiving of anal sex can lead to long-term incontinence, and you won't be able to hold your shit together, so to speak. You are also more prone to infections and have a higher chance of catching ass cancer. Well, I guess you don't really catch cancer, but I think you guys know what I mean. There was a 1993 study where 40 gay men and 18 heterosexual men were surveyed. Basically, scientists put balloons up their butts in order to measure the pressure of their anal cavity. And what they found was that anal sex, or receiving anal sex, was associated with lower anal resting pressure, meaning that the muscles down there weren't as tightly contracted, as well as reports of minor symptoms of fecal incontinence, such as feeling a greater sense of urgency when it comes to defecating. I just read that last part from an article that I'll also include in the description if you're interested. This actually would have been an awesome article to put in the New York Times or Washington Post, but seeing it in Teen Vogue kind of, I don't know, doesn't seem right. Mostly because it's obviously geared towards children. Knowing teenagers, knowing how irresponsible they can be, encouraging them to try out anal sex is, in my opinion, irresponsible in itself. Mostly because you can almost guarantee that this article probably pushed a couple of people over the edge to give it a shot, and a couple of those people probably didn't use all the proper methods, and they're probably uninformed to all of the long-term effects. And by the way, I'm not looking down upon that lifestyle, either being gay or being straight who likes ass play, whatever it is. I don't really care. But I do find it questionable. Like, I'm not outraged, but I am a little unsure if I should be okay with this in regards to teaching children about anal sex. Mostly because there is no reason for them to know about it yet. Most of these, like I said earlier, most of these people haven't had sex yet, and if they are, they don't really need to go that far yet. I mean, most people are just happy enough to have sex when they're that age. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm unsure about it, which is why I kind of wanted to cover this, because I have an ambivalent feeling. I feel like three ways at once, and I'm kind of not sure how to take it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I know it's bullshit simply because they call women vagina holders. That's when I knew, okay, this is some stupid garbage. But, yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comments, and, yeah, I'll see you all later.